All right, class, we're ready for our module 4. It's going to be on decimals. Pause the video and fill in the chart, just the before. I know it, I've heard of it, or I don't know. You can just fill it in using X's. All right? Going on, looking at this first page. All right, I will be able to add and subtract decimals using the standard algorithm. Okay? You're welcome to watch the video. It's a fun video about how to add and subtract decimals. All right? So number 1, these are our steps. We're going to line up the decimal points. So I'm going to write them one on top of the other. I'm going to write them vertical. 45 point, and I would write these nice and clear. Don't try and save space on this, okay? Take up as much space as you need. Okay? And then I put my plus sign. 21.3. So I make sure that 3 is right underneath the 1 as best I can. 8. Okay, the 8 is right underneath the 6, and a 4. Okay? Now we need to annex any zeros. What that means is when you annex a building, you add on to it. Okay? So we're going to add on a 0. Okay, so that all my place values are the same. Everybody has its pair. Okay, a decimal has its pair. Tens place, ones place, tenths place, hundredths place, thousands place, they all have a pair. Okay? And then we're just gonna add like normal. Okay? 0 plus 4 is 4. 8 plus 6 plus 8 is 14. Carry my 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus another 1 is 5. Okay? 5 plus 1 is 6. 4 plus 2 is also 6. Okay? So now, step 4, drop my decimal. Decimal is here. I'm going to bring it straight down, just like we did with our division the other day. We would bring it straight up. This time we bring it straight down. All right, check my solution. Does it seem reasonable? All right, I got a 45 and 21. 40 plus 20 is 60. That makes sense. It's close. Okay, seems reasonable. 2. Let's check it out with division. So again, I line it up. Go ahead, set it up, annex any zeros you need, and then check back with me. Okay, so 32. Notice my decimals are lined up. I have to annex a 0 right there. I got to add it. Now I am going to have to start off with borrowing, okay, because 0 can't subtract 6. Okay, 10 minus 6 is 4. Okay, so this became a 3. Okay, I'm going to change pens so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I got to borrow again because 3 can't subtract 8. Okay, this becomes an 8. 13 minus 8 is 5. Okay, 8 minus 3 is also 5. Okay, 2 can't subtract, so I have to borrow. 12 minus 5 is 7. This became a 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, and then I bring my decimal straight down. Okay, I think about this, doesn't make sense. Like 30 and a 15. That's close to 15. So we're good. This would be my answer. Okay, just like up here, this would be my answer. All right, this should be at least some review. You should have seen this some last year. Okay, look in here. I was doing this a little bit before, but we're going to practice. I want you to make an estimation. So estimate what this is, estimate where this is, okay? Pause the video, do it. All right, here I go. I'm going to go with 23 plus, and if I look at this, that 9, it's almost 15, so I'm going to round it up to 15 in this case. Okay? 23 plus 15 is 38. So my goal is my answer going to be close to 38? Go ahead, pause the video, solve it. So yeah, 23 0.498 plus 14.93. Okay? Notice if I drew that 3 in between there, I would not know that I have to annex in the 0. I have to add in that 0. Okay? Carry. That was 14. 7, 8. And a 3. Okay, and this kind of helps me out because I know it has to be around 38, so I can just put my decimal right there. Okay, and that makes sense because it comes straight down, right? But if I had forgotten that rule, I could think back to it. Okay, same thing over here. Pause it, try it out. In this case, I'm going to do 163 minus 85. Okay, and I might have to do this over to the side just to make sure. Okay, you might have picked 160 to make it easier on yourself. Okay, everyone estimates a little bit different, just depending on their comfort with the numbers. Okay, it is 78. Okay, so let's check out my work. Okay, notice I always write these vertical. That's not an option. You are writing them vertical, one on top of the other. Okay, you are showing work. You're not doing it in your head. You're showing me this work. Now, this 85, should I start it with the 8 over here or under the 6? I'm going to start it under the 6 because that means it's in the tens place, okay? And that means my decimal is going to line up here. Okay, but I got to annex in a 0. I got to add that in. And it is a subtraction problem, so that means I'll have to start out with a borrow. Hey, look it. There's my 78, and I'm bringing that decimal straight down. Okay, that makes sense. Seems reasonable. Okay, if it didn't seem reasonable, then I'd have to stop, figure out why it's not reasonable. Okay? Go ahead, pause the video, try all 4 of them. Okay? And I would like you down here to type, or to write, wherever you have room on your paper, annex. I want you to tell me what that means in your own words. Okay, and I want to make sure I spelled that right. Yep. Right, I want you to tell me what that means in your own words and then practice, okay? So take a look. I have done each of these. Okay, notice I did 7 plus 18 is 25. That makes sense that I got 25 and some extra. Okay, and this one I rounded to 360 minus 140, 220. That's pretty close. That's a reasonable answer. Okay, does that mean that I got this answer right? No, it means that I picked a reasonable answer, right? And this is a 3. It's 214 and 193 thousandths. Okay. Down here, I solved it, I added, okay? I picked 360 plus 140, got me 500. Those are very close to each other, all right? I wanted to take a look at this last one with you, okay? That 25 is going to go on top even though it's shorter, okay? And the reason is because 25 is larger than 17, okay? So where's the decimal point on the 25? Well, it's at the end right here, okay? All right, and what do you think you have to do? Like, hey, there's nothing up here. Well, you have to annex in those zeros just like we did before. Okay? And yeah, you can add as many zeros as you need so that they line up. Okay? So I'm going to do this in another color, ink. Okay, so I do have to borrow just to start off. We got our 4. I'm going to make this a 9 because I know I'm going to borrow it here in a second anyways. Okay? 1, 3, 5. Bring down my decimal. Gotta carry. 14 minus 7, which I feel like we've done a lot, is 7. So 1. So 7.5 531 thousandths. So if I'm looking at this, 25 minus 17. If I just think about it, 25 minus 15, because that's a little easier for me, that's 10. That seems reasonable. 10 is close to 7.5. Okay? We will practice more tomorrow. Don't forget to give me this, annex the definition in your own words. All right? Have a great day.